my cat took a cute little chomp on the corner of my MacBook Pro, and the display just went, and now it's fucking gone. It's gonzo. I haven't. Fucking quiet.
Yeah, apparently you're quiet. Can you guys hear me a little better now? I just moved the microphone closer to my face.
Still quiet, huh? I wish I had something to tell you. I'm using 4 different adapters right now to get this to work, so I might just be a little quiet. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put the mic right in my mouth.
Put it directly in your mouth.
For $10, I'll stick this microphone in my mouth. Someone just joined.
Apparently, that's a donor reward that people would like, is you doing ASMR.
Check out my OnlyFans, where I stick a whole microphone in my mouth.
We should do a stupid, wholesome OnlyFans. It's just like...
Check out my OnlyFans, where I stack dice for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, check out our OnlyFans, where we make characters. Our OnlyFans containing pictures of us building characters in our pajamas.
Eating Cheetos.
Eating Cheetos. Making tea. Welcome to Bonus Experience. We're live from quarantine. Such good energy.
Girl. Give us nothing.
God.
We're a podcast with a deeper look at the play experience and the finer details of running and writing games.
We are also 2 queer women speaking with authority about games.
Yes, we swear.
And I'm mad about it.
Monica.
Yes.
How was your evening last night?
I had quite the evening last night.
I heard you were playing just a humdinger of a game concept.
Yeah, it was quite a hoot. For the people in the audience and the people listening to the show who are unaware of what happened last night, the week that we are doing this hangout, Onyx Path is doing a series of charity streams to support a whole bunch of different charities. But Danielle, friend of the show, has been a guest a few times. Onyx Path developer and friend of ours, ran the game she'd been threatening to run. Which was, she runs the game with a cohesive plot.
Yeah.
Where all the player characters are characters from different RPGs. So everybody has different rules, and everyone is at different power levels.
It's buck wild, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset that I didn't get to join in. but see previously, RE, my computer exploded.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Well, these things happen.
I mean, also, so it was very interesting to play in that game because we had a whole bunch of different characters. I decided I was going to pull down my folder in my closet that's just full of old character sheets.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And dig out some old faves.
Okay, who'd you dig out?
So part of because we're doing this for charity, so one of the rewards was for every $20 people earned, or rather donated ahead of time, I would add another character to the rotation up to 4.
Okay.
And then during the stream, every time someone donated $50, I would switch them. So...
Okay.
So I wanted to also make sure that this was as chaotic as possible, so none of them are from the same game.
Good. Excellent.
So of course I pulled the final version of Saris out of my folder. Like the this was where she was when that game ended, and I immortalized it in pen on a character sheet printed on cardstock. No, okay. Really, I did that.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, sure, the game needs a 400 XP Essence 5 Exalt, sure.
This can only improve things.
It's only going to improve things. Yeah, I was just like, I'm just gonna make this as hard for you as possible by playing a character who's just nonsense. So then I also busted out my Iron Heroes character, which is a character that I have not played for 15 years, and I only got to play like twice.
Okay.
But as I think I've talked about on the show before, Iron Heroes is a game that I think about at least once every 2 weeks. I barely got to play it at all, but it was like so impactful on me. And what to make that worse, it's a D20 OGL game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Oh
yeah.
no.
Well, like, so Iron Heroes was very much a D20 OGL game, but it was about literally playing martial classes before we had a term for that.
Right.
And it wasn't just like fighter and more fighter. It was like the classes were like dude who's really fast. And so their whole thing is like darting in and out of combat and engagement with people and like getting bonuses for zipping past people and hitting them while you go. And then like I think there was like a ranged weapons guy. There was a switching weapons guy. There was a heavy armor guy. There was basically like a barbarian who like flew into a rager type character.
Yeah, all right.
Very interesting, very different classes. And none of them are magic users, and there's no magic weapons. So everyone's stats are good. Like, none of this, like, you have to start with an 8.
Okay.
So, like, everyone just, like, from level 2, everyone just has, because my character was level 2. All your stats are good, and it's literally just about being good at fighting. That's the game, and it takes place, like, it doesn't really, there's, like, a paragraph of setting, which is sort of, like, semi-ancient world.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm really into this.
Yeah, it was really cool. And also written by Monty Cook, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, okay. I'm a fan.
Well, yeah, it was Monty Cook. It has, of course, it's a D20 OGL product, so it's still, that, but the idea, rad as hell. So I got to bust that character out. So that was fun. Oh, H has just informed me worse. It's mostly actually by Mike Merles. Monty Cook just published. Okay, well.
Oh, well. Never mind.
Well, it's still a good game, but maybe buy it secondhand, which I think is the only way you can buy it now anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go.
It's from 2005, and I think it's out of print. So, whatever. Don't give Mike Merles your money, but give a small bookstore your money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I played that character. I had the shit wizard lined up.
Good. Excellent. Proud of you.
And then I had a Through the Breach character as like my last character, just because I was like, fuck it, make me use a card deck.
Fucking do it.
And we weren't really watching the like stream. We actually got enough donations that I would have had to switch through all 4 of them. But I was, like, not really keeping an eye on when money came in, and so I was just like, Danielle, you get to fuck with me. You can just, at any point in time, be like, Monica, change your character. And then, she was really caught up in running the game, which is fine, so, like, sorry, audience, you only got to see 2 of 4 characters. It wasn't as chaotic as it could have been, but we do want to try playing again, so maybe you'll get to see the rest later. So that was ridiculous, in the best possible way.
Yeah.
The spoilers, the plot of the whole thing was that our characters, none of which were D&D characters, were transported into some version of D&D. And the kicker was that the like monster that was causing the problems was a vampire, as in like kindred vampire.
Oh, okay. So, they were, holding court, or I don't know.
They were alone.
I know something about vampire. Like, I don't tell anyone, because I wrote on vampire, like 5th edition, but I don't like vampire very much.
I also don't like vampire very much.
I think
but
it's because
I've written on all 3 versions of it.
Oh, well. I like aspects of 5th edition vampire. I like some of the setting. I like some of the not some of this. I don't like much of the setting at all. I like the setting that I wrote. Is that okay to say?
Yeah, it's okay to say. I mean, you worked on what, Call of the Blood Gods?
Yes, I did. It's still not out yet, though, is it?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know who has access to what. I wrote.
I know it's announced, and didn't it go to Kickstarter?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
I wrote the new version of the Set clan.
Cool.
Which I was actually like really excited about, because as little as I know about vampire, like the Setites are the only thing I really know about. So I was like, yeah, all right.
So my only regret is that I had switched off of my Exalt character because part of the vampire was sort of like, yeah, I think maybe if I get killed here, I will respawn basically back in my time period.
Oh, okay.
But like these D&D peasants can't hurt me.
Okay.
So like they keep coming to try to kill me, and like the beast demands that I defend myself, so I just keep fucking them up.
Okay, all right, okay.
And I my only regret is that I had not started with someone else so that I could have switched to the Exalt and been like a Zenith fighting a vampire and being like, yeah, buddy, I could take you.
Curse of Strahd got weird.
Yeah, one mode to produce sunlight would have worked out nice. I also I was like, that character was entirely Glorious Solar Saber based, and I am certain that vampires count as creatures of darkness.
Yeah. I think they like take pride in that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that surely would have ended poorly for the vampire.
Who were you rolling with by the time you encountered the vampire?
I was playing my my Iron Heroes character, who probably maybe also could have taken the vampire later, but was a level 2 character. Like, Iron Heroes characters are pretty badass, but was still only level 2.
Can we talk for just a second about how we have a patron who, like, according to Discord, is currently playing World of Warcraft? I didn't know that was a thing people still played. Oh. Is World of Warcraft still a thing?
I don't know. Why says it is, and it's awful. Okay. Well,
oh my gosh. I heard that there was they brought back World of Warcraft Classic, which is like the 1.0, and I remember I played World of Warcraft starting at like the open beta like 10 years ago.
It's longer than that.
Yeah, it's been longer than that, hasn't it? It's been like 15 years. So when I heard they were bringing back Classic as you know, as 1.0 or whatever it was, I was like, oh, but that's not gonna be fun. That's the opposite of fun. People think they have like good memories of what World of Warcraft used to be, and so then I heard about how a lot of people were submitting bug reports and shit, and the vast majority of the bug reports could be answered with like, nope, that's working as intended. That's how 1.0 was. I actually have a lot of very fond memories in World of Warcraft. It's where I met my husband. I love that story, honestly. Well, that's all I had planned to talk about. It's been 18 minutes, Monica.
I mean, I almost was like, I never liked World of Warcraft, but
oh, whoopty shit.
Whoopty shit.
The nerd version of I don't have a TV. Oh yeah, you don't? You don't eat McDonald's? Okay.
I don't drink soda.
Now I sort of play Destiny. No, now I actually am playing I am actually playing No Man's Sky again. I come back to it like every year or so to be like, oh, what's No Man's Sky up to? And it's always a different game, and it's always like 50% better than the last year. And I accidentally got one of my buddies playing it again who had not played it since release. So he was like, oh my god, it's a real game now! I was like, yeah, dog, there's a lot of changes.
Okay, so let's go back to Calvinball, the Chaos RPG mashup for a sec.
Oh, okay.
I assume you want to hear about the other player characters, right? Not just about me.
Do?
Yeah, so Eddie Webb was playing a My Little Pony from the My Little Pony RPG.
Oh my god.
He was an Earth Pony named Jack.
Okay.
Stole the fucking show.
Yeah.
Definitely everyone being like, there's a tiny horse here and it talks.
Okay. All right. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Also, like, everyone was playing with the idea that, you know, the rules of your game are like the way that you understand the universe.
Okay.
So in the Pony RPG, apparently characters don't die. They just get knocked out. Or
okay,
get
yeah, that
put
makes
in trouble.
sense. That
right,
sounds,
yeah, of course. Yeah. But Eddie played that as though Jack had no concept of death.
Okay.
Which, when we drop into this world where people are actively dying, was hilarious.
That's actually kind of dark.
Yeah, it was some top quality dark humor.
Okay. So there was a My Little Pony.
There was a My Little Pony. Dixie intentionally made a cringy Sailor Moon OC using the old Tri-Stat Sailor Moon game.
Oh my god! That's amazing!
That was incredible. It was so funny. And then she took all the, like, drawbacks that meant she had to basically, like, pose and yell out her attack names.
Okay.
And then she played the character completely straight as if they were literally a cartoon character who was sort of self-aware that they were in a TV show.
Oh my god. Okay. And meanwhile, this is a D&D world with a vampire eating people.
Correct.
Okay.
So, another player named Erica, who I had never met before, but she's awesome, and I hope I get to play with her again sometime, played an expert from Monster of the Week.
Okay,
Which,
right.
if you can imagine the expert being just sort of like, all right, I know what all this stuff is, or being like, okay, I can roll with what's going on here.
Yeah, to play someone genre savvy in a game that has 8 different genres.
Yes.
That's a My Little Pony. That's a Sailor Scout.
Right? Yes. So, like, the expert was just like, okay, I know what these things are because pop culture, and also I'm genre savvy, and also, like, I've seen Game of Thrones, I kind of know what's going on here. But also, I'm from Monster of the Week, where my job is, like, researching and fighting monsters, so I'm also equipped to deal with this. And then occasionally panicking and bisexual whenever, like, one of the really powerful characters would do something.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Utterly fucking phenomenal. And, like, they were definitely supposed to be, like, a grizzled veteran monster hunter, and then the player had drawn, like, a cool scar on their face for the stream.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that was awesome. So there's me playing 4 different characters. We started with an Exalt, then went to an Iron Heroes character, the Expert, the My Little Pony, the Sailor Scout, and then the last character was a Through the Breach character.
Mm-hmm.
I did not, unfortunately, get to cycle around with my Through the Breach character so that our 2 Through the Breach characters could be like, oh, same hat!
Finally! Something I understand!
Yeah, who is playing an Overseer, which is the pursuit that, like, makes you really fucking good at teamwork and, like, making people work together.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to have this, like, our support character was from another game entirely. And, like, one of the things they can do is basically, like, put a card down that other people could cheat. So we had to try to figure out, like, how does that work? Because I can't, like, what does the 13 of Rams do for my character who rolls 10d10?
Yeah. Okay.
Danielle's, like, conversion ruling was basically like, okay, if you receive help from someone outside your game, you receive the help in the form of the teamwork bonus from your game.
Okay, yeah. All right. Man, this is something that she could, like, write a quick supplement for. I mean, like, she could just make a Calvinball supplement and throw it up on drive-thru. Be like, here's how you play with any character you want.
Chaz asked, did we have any limits about what kind of characters we were allowed to bring? No, absolutely not. We could play anything we wanted to at any level, which is why I brought a hugely experienced Exalted 2nd Edition Solar.
Jesus. All right. Well, next time this rolls around, I'm torn between, like, making a Chuck Tingle character using Fate or trying to stat someone from Lords of Gossamer and Shadow and bring a diceless character in.
Yeah. Amber Diceless.
Yep. Chaz says Pasión de las Pasiones character. That would be great.
That would be great.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be so funny.
Or
I mean, that's PBTA, so that's, like, actually really manageable. Like, the PBTA character and the Through the Breach character actually had really manageable rules because the GM doesn't have to do anything to them, just respond to what they do.
Right, yeah.
So, like, the Through the Breach character doesn't have to target anything, they just have to beat a set difficulty, basically. And, like, you know, we know how PBTA works, like, the complication or whatever is what makes shit happen. So, like, those 2 characters actually were pretty easy to deal with.
So could I have brought, like a character from Lancer with a giant robot?
Yeah.
D would have been like...
D would have just rolled with it.
She would have just rolled with it?
Yeah.
Man, that's spooky.
Well, so the point of doing this is basically a thought experiment. Like,
right.
Obviously, it's hilarious, and, like, the opportunities for roleplay are great. And it leads to this wacky adventure between all these very different characters who are very different power levels. It is sort of the enjoyment of like a pan fandom or whatever freeform roleplay, right?
Right.
But the thought experiment behind it is basically rules don't matter. Like,
Yeah.
they do,
Yeah,
but they don't. So like a game's mechanics are not the thing that necessarily makes a game enjoyable. And that like and this is from someone who writes games, by the way. So the point is that like this is an experiment where the hypothesis is people make the game fun.
I like it. I feel like it's also like a good way to like stretch like GM chops.
Oh
too.
yeah, I mean like it is also a huge GM flex. Clearly, from playing in it, I mean she's right. Like what happens when a monster of the week character, a My Little Pony, a Sailor Scout from a game from the 90s, an Exalt, and a character from Through the Breach who is like talent level, like from Trinity Continuum, where they're like regular people, but pretty badass. So how do you like? Does balance matter when you have characters so wildly different, and how can they all fight the same thing, and like can that be enjoyable for all parties involved? And just like any other game, the answer is totally yes, but you do have to buy in and make your own enjoyment.
Yeah, it would take a certain group. If you have like our old favorite straw man, the player that just wants to win, then it's not going to be a fun game. But then why would you invite that person to this game?
Right. Did we have a character? Anyone have a character from a game where players can edit the world? No, not really. We did have the interesting thing of like the monster of the week character was like, okay, well I get to ask questions on this, but not all of them apply. Hang on.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't actually get to like roll or do anything with the Exalt before I poofed out of the scene.
Oh no.
Well, like,
were you just there looking cool?
You see, what had happened was I just was being the player who sort of takes charge of like the plot moving along.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because there were points at which it seemed like people were pretty willing to just stand around and be like, what are you doing? Yeah, I was emanating. I'm a pony. You're a Sailor Scout. Why is everyone a cartoon?
Wow. Yeah.
You're really tall. Like we would have done that for an hour. So like we did a little role play confusion. Here's all these strange people. Wow, it's weird that we can understand each other. Wow, you're a cartoon. You're also a cartoon. You're a weird looking big person wearing a lot of gold. Why are you wearing so much gold? Like, and then to keep things moving, playing a character who's kind of a leader character to begin with was also just like, all right, well, we should go ask these people what's going on. And they were like, well, we don't know if they're safe. And my character, playing a Zenith Solar, just like, okay, well, I'm not afraid of them, so I'm going to go. Like, and like, I'm also playing a character with a high presence and high charisma, so of course I'm going to talk to people. Like, so the first part of the game was just me sort of socially tanking for the party and being like, you there, NPC, tell me what is happening. And just doing the thing where like I am the player who keeps the thing moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Which in retrospect also felt a little bit like I was talking over people or like talking for people.
But also you pointed out that they kind of were in need of leadership.
I think we definitely needed to be nudged along at the beginning. I don't want that to sound like, oh, these people weren't doing anything. But sometimes it's good to have someone who takes initiative, especially in a situation where like I didn't know two of the 5 people playing, and they didn't know me. So it was also an icebreaker too.
Yeah.
So like helping the party come together. The My Little Pony definitely needed to know that we were all friends.
Gotta get that out of the way first. Don't want to make enemies with that pony.
No. Yes, of course, little buddy, we are in fact all friends. So yeah, that was, it was like, okay, we'll talk to this NPC. We'll ask all these NPC questions. And because like I broke the ice on starting things, then the expert steps forward and is like, okay, well, I have a move that actually applies to the situation. I'm going to use it now. And then the Sailor Scout is like, oh, I have a scanner that lets me determine evil energy. I'm going to use it now. And so by basically being the person who pushed forward, I opened the door for everybody else to do stuff.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you're like, okay, now I'm gonna start doing my action stuff. And they're like, oh, I have action stuff too. Like,
right.
Yeah, icebreaker.
Yeah. So and also by virtue of playing a character I was very comfortable with and have played for a really long time, even though they've been in retirement for ages, it was also easier for me to just sort of like get in the groove, and then like I didn't have to think or spend time being like, well, what would my character say? Because I know the answer.
Yeah.
And also like that character has a sort of a quick wit and a funny turn of phrase, so it was also pretty entertaining for the audience and my other players. Like, I get that comedian feedback when I say something witty in character and the whole party laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss Sarah's.
Aw.
I miss Cricket, too. Gonna have to bring that shit back when Essence is actually, like, playable.
Essence demo time. Yeah. I miss our witty banter.
I miss our banter.
Anyway, so would you try to run a game like that?
Me?
Yeah.
It depends on the players. But
for the purpose of this thought experiment, let's assume that like you're running this game for people you like, as the same way that, you know, Dee did. Like everyone who was in that game was Dee's friend.
Then yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't run it as like a con game, but I would totally run with a bunch of friends. Just, you know, bring whatever character you want. Let's make it work. I think I would get like mostly D&D characters though.
I mean, probably.
Honestly, having like 3 D&D characters and then like 1 Scum and Villainy and 1 like completely out there like a Powered by the Apocalypse character from some random, I mean, just that alone would be enough. That would be pretty entertaining.
The VOD, video on demand, will be up eventually.
VOD. All right, well.
So I guess we can talk about the other topic.
Juice.
Yeah,
so,
we like that. I don't know if I have much more to say on that either, other than like the thought experiment from a design perspective that like, you know, the rules. So it's interesting because the rules matter, because like a game setting and mechanics matter for framing the way you play. And like that's literally how you curate the experience, right? Like those are your tools for playing the game you want to play and the game you want to make, you know? But in the like action of doing the thing, they matter so much less, especially if you like throw them all together. Basically change it if you want to. Go on.
Yeah, change it if you want to, like Olympics version.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also, you know, the way she handled, oh, you drew this card, how does your teamwork translate to another game setting? It's also an interesting way to show how systems can kind of be broken down into really similar moves and abilities. Like, yeah, okay, you drew this card, but ultimately that just means you help them in this way. So we'll translate that into their setting or their system's version of that. Yeah, it's something to wrap my head around.
Also, I was familiar with basically every system but the My Little Pony game.
Yeah, that one's a real head scratcher. You brought a pony to a vampire game.
Oh, he can't die, it's alright.
Oh, I'd probably make an old changeling character. I'd probably make like a knocker or something.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, we talked about doing it again and then maybe focusing a little bit more on OPP games, because it's technically an OPP stream.
Yeah.
Which I like, that might be just as fun. I think it would be. Because again, the rules part doesn't matter that much. It would be less stressful for Danielle.
Yes, yeah. And we're all rolling d10s at that point.
Right. At that point, like, I think an all OPP game from anything White Wolf or OPP at any point would be a much different thought experiment, because then the translation is much more narrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I made a psychic from Aeon, and I'm playing it alongside a changeling from Changeling 1st or 2nd edition, Changing the Lost, to be clear, like, our dice probability is the same. Like, it's difficulty 1 for both of us at base, right? Like, and you can pretty clearly and easily give the changeling complications to the same result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And like enhancement is more or less literally automatic successes, so that translates over pretty nicely. So like if you give enhancement to if my talent has a thing where I give enhancement to someone else, it just zoops into the other system as automatic successes. Zoops.
It's zoops.
Technical term. Yeah, so that's interesting to me. Like it breaks down a little bit once you start throwing in like older vampires or exalts, but it's still close enough that like it's an easier translation, I think, than like this person uses a card deck and this person uses percentile dice and this person's using 2d6 and this person is rolling 50 d10s.
Well, Monica.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't mid-episode break at all. So remember to support Nerdy Kepi. Use code
support Nerdy Kepi.
Use code BXPcast at checkout for 10% off your order. I don't fucking know. Listen to She's a Super Geek or something. That's my MMP plug. Sorry, Rob.
Support us on Patreon. Give us $1. You can sit in on these rollicking good times. We hit 50 patrons recently.
Yeah, we did hit 50 patrons recently.
Monica and I are gonna honestly, both of us are like, we got a lot going on, and when we have a little bit less going on, we're gonna talk about what we want to do to celebrate breaking that 50 Patreon mark, because that's a big deal. Y'all's support means so much to us. You are in part going to help me fix my computer, which is so grateful, or just so generous of you.
It's probably a tax write-off.
Yes, trust me, it is. This thing is so important to me, and I'm very bummed. Support Patreon and leave us reviews.
Yep.
I think that's it for the break. So now, what do we do for the end, Monica?
Okay, we'll just do the normal end.
Monica.
Yes, Ray.
Where can they find our show?
They can find our show at misdirectedmark.com. Click on the BXP icon. We also have a website that we haven't updated, so I'm not gonna.
I'm working on it.
All right, cool.
Can they? Okay, I'm putting the microphone in my mouth now.
We're being fucking called out in the chat right now.
Can they email us?
They can email us at bonusxpcast@gmail.com.
That feels weird. I'm sorry, what? What's our email?
bonusexpcast@gmail.com. The word sex is in it.
All right. Twitter.
At bonusexpcast. What about you on Twitter?
Ray_Cole. No! I've spoken it back into existence. I'm Ray W. Cole. What about you?
I'm Zenith Sun. No underscore or W's.
And that's it for our show.
That's it for our show. Get out of here.
Check
out our OnlyFans for Ray chewing on microphones.
I'm gonna carry it on a microphone.
Cozy pictures of us making characters.
Yep. Eating Cheetos.
No sexy content at all.
Nothing, unless you're really into Cheetos, I guess.
And pajamas.
All right, that's it. I'm fucking done.
That's it. We gotta go.
I love you guys. Everybody get out.
Okay. We'll be back later.
Change it if you want to. Change it if you want to. You can try that if you want to. I have no idea what that's gonna sound like.
I can't stop her. Bye. Goodbye.
Do I have to do this? Ugh, fine. Bonus Experience is written and produced by Monica and Ray, and edited by Margaret. Our logo and art is by Nino Studios. Find her on Facebook and Instagram. Our theme song is Reused Noise with the Light by CDK. and is used under the Attribution Non-Commercial Creative Commons license. BXP is part of the Misdirected Mart Network. I'm not reading this. Fuck it. Bye.